week so far. It's on my end. It's been a great week with no complaints. As always, thank you for visiting my channel. Definitely hit the notification bell. That way you don't miss any of this good content that I post throughout each week. So today's update, I'm still moving along on life as a whole. I received another job offer for the Department of Justice as a management analyst in Virginia. So I'm now up to 5 federal government agency offers. I have 2 firm offers and 3 tentative offers. So, as you know, my long term goal as for my whole life has been to move to Cali. I don't currently have any offers for California yet. I have 2 offers in Virginia, one in DC, one in Arizona, and one in I forgot where's the other one located, but it's definitely a blessing in disguise. So I'm definitely happy with the progress so far, and I have another interview today for a role in Louisiana. I had 3 other interviews earlier this week as well. So I think I had 2 interviews on Monday. I had an interview on Wednesday, and I got an interview today. So I'm pretty excited for just life as a whole. I'm also thankful for all of my subscribers. I'm currently at 1,252 subscribers. So everyone, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, and liking and commenting on my content. I really appreciate everyone's taking the time to do that. I'm also happy because my Niners won yesterday, so it was definitely a hard fought win against Seattle on one of our rivals. And it's, Seattle is a hard place to win, so for us to get to Seattle and win was a good bounce back for us as well. So I just want to give you some oversight and some insight to my channel if you're new to it. So I'm someone who really enjoys nature as a whole. I hike throughout. I have 2 people that's joined the live. Thanks for joining my live. I'm someone who really enjoys nature. I like to hike, chase waterfalls, chase down a lot of river lakes and streams, looking at a lot of wildlife as I go hike. I do meet a lot of good hikers on a trail. So I'm very thankful to anyone that I've met on the trail, meeting new friends, hikers that also enjoy nature. Anyone who's joined the live, hello to you as well. There, I may go hiking this week. It just depends how I feel. I'm in Longmont, Colorado right now, so I'm definitely I'm definitely pretty excited about just the future. I know I haven't gone hiking in about a week, so I may look at either going back to Rocky Mountain National Park or to the Hezzy Trailhead to chase down some more waterfalls. Just depends on how I feel there. So again, on my channel, I've had this YouTube channel since May 19th. Um, my initial goal was to share share my life with a lot of individuals. I've traveled the world for 20 plus years, and I wanted to just upload my content to YouTube and share those travels with every individual, whether it's someone who likes seeing national parks, whether it's someone who loves traveling and etc. I want to be able to share some of my travels with the world. So if you are unable to get to a certain place, you can at least live through me, the content that I post on the channel. So on my channel, you'll see different places where I've hiked. You'll see me at 49er games. You'll see me on just sightseeing adventures as a whole. So if you're new to the channel, let me know in the chat where you visited so far, whether it's been a national park, any states that you visited, or any place you've gone overseas. Um, this morning, I'll share some of my stories of places I've been so far. So, as it relates to overseas, I've been to about 25 different countries as a whole. So, most recently, I went to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, for my birthday last December. I usually take a birthday trip every year. So I've gone to now Brazil. I've been to Bora Bora. I've been to Maldives, Paris, Italy. I've been to Portugal, Dubai. In the military, I've been to Kuwait. I've been to Iraq, Germany. I've been to the Bahamas, been to Mexico, and I believe it's I've been to South Africa. I've been to where else have I gone to so far? I think it's about 4 or 5 more other countries I've been to. So I've had fun in every region of the world that I've visited. There. Another, so states wise, I've been to 42 states. So I got 8 states left to hit. I'm not really concerned about a few of them because there's nothing in those states. The other states that I wish to visit, I want to go there because of the national parks. So the states that I have not gone to yet, I have not been to Oregon, which is on my list of places to go. A lot of great hiking spots there, and a lot of good sightseeing adventures there. I also haven't been to New Mexico yet. I also heard that's a nice place to hike and a lot of good places to visit there. All right, the other states that I haven't gone to that I probably don't really care to go to. I have been to Iowa. I haven't been to North Dakota. I haven't been to Nebraska. Those are 3 states that I don't have to go to, don't wish to go to. If I get to them, it could be a situation in which I may just drive through that state to say I went through it in my travels, but I don't ever have to go to North Dakota, Iowa, um, or Nebraska. Again, hi everyone who's on the live. Um, the remaining states I haven't been to are in the Northeast region. So I have not been to Vermont, New Hampshire, New Hampshire, Maine, and Rhode Island. So those are the only 4 states I haven't been to on the Northeast. So I enjoy traveling as a whole. So that's one reason why since high school, I'm talking since 2001, I've pretty much relocated. Um, I've relocated every year and a half or 2 years. I've been to Ohio. I've been to Ohio several times. Most recently, last year, I went there because the 49ers were paid the Browns there, so I went to see us play in Cleveland. So I've been to Ohio, so that's not a state that I haven't been to yet. So not not too bad. Not a place I would want to live, but I've been there a few times. There. All right. So next time I'm talking about is national parks that I visited. So I believe my standing count is I think 16 or 17 so far. So I've been to Yosemite in Cali. I've been to and let me see here in Utah. I've been to Arches. I've been to Zion National Park. I've been to Olympic National Park in Washington State. Let's see where else I've gone to. I've been to let's see here. I've been to Grand Tetons. I've been to Glacier. and I've been to Yellowstone, been to Rocky Mountain National Park because I'm in Colorado. I've been in Colorado going on a year and 8 months. I'm from South Carolina, so we do have the Congaree National Monument there. That's literally maybe 15 minutes from where I was born and raised. I've been to, let's see here, where else have I gone? Drawing a blank right now, but I believe I've been to yeah, I've been to Grand Canyon as well on the North Rim, which is probably about 2 hours away, either two and a half or 3 hours away from Zion National Park. There. So all right, Grand Canyon. I definitely been to Grand Canyon. If you're someone who's afraid of hikes, Grand Canyon may not be the place for you to be. I laugh about it now. About two years ago, I went on a 2 week hiking expedition. I went to I flew into Salt Lake City. I went to Zion National Park. I went to Grand Canyon. Then I went to Grand Tetons, Yellowstone. Then I went to Glacier National Park, Mount Rushmore, and then I went to Badlands National Park. There, I had a blast. But back to Grand Canyon, I when you're driving to Grand Canyon, especially the closer you get to it, you'll see trees, and then you see like a hole in the middle, and then you see the mountains on the opposite side. It definitely gives you to me, it made me a little nervous because I'm sitting there like that is a hole in the middle of the trees and the mountainside. And then when you get to the North Rim, I was actually able to get very close. I took a few trails, and some of the trails had platforms there. So if you're someone who afraid of hikes, you actually could go to the platform, which has secured rails there, and you could take a lot of good pictures of just the depths of Grand Canyon and just the mountain size of it. So it wasn't bad. That was just a day trip for me. I do want to go to the West Rim and the other parts of Grand Canyon as well. All right, Maryland. I've been to Maryland several times. Me being in staffing industry for 8 years prior to my past career, I did a lot of business up in Baltimore and in the Inner Harbor. So I've been there several times. I've actually traveled throughout Maryland a lot, whether I was working in Virginia, going doing work in Delaware or New York, Pennsylvania. So I've been to Maryland a few times. That big huge bridge is insane. I don't know the name of it, but it seems like when you're going, it's a very high bridge. If you're from Maryland and you know the name of that bridge, let me know what it is. But it's a huge bridge that goes up, and then you go over. Louisville, Kentucky. I've been there several times as well. Once a few years ago, when I was in the staffing industry, I had some business in Louisville, Kentucky. I had some businesses also in on the other side of Tennessee. So Kentucky's not a bad spot to be. I've driven through Kentucky a lot when I was going to launching new work sites in that region. Kentucky is not bad. The bluegrass state, I think is what they call it. But I've had some fun there in Kentucky. It's not a bad place to be. Um, yeah, if I go through, I'll definitely hit you up. Um, no, know when the next time that's gonna be. It just depends. With me changing careers with the federal government, my goal is to be west of Colorado or north of Colorado. I don't want to really go back. I don't want to go back to the Midwest or the South or the East Coast because I pretty much was born and raised on the East Coast in South Carolina, so I'm not wanting to go there. My end game has always been as close as I can to Cali, and it's I just like being where I'm at now because everywhere south of Colorado, there's a lot of things I can do. I can hike a lot of places. a lot of sightseeing adventures there, whether it's in New Mexico, Utah, Arizona, California, Oregon, Washington State, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana. Like all of those states got national parks and a lot of things to do in those states. So I've enjoyed being in Colorado because if there's ever a time in which I need to get away, I can just drive at minimum sometimes 15, 20 minutes and I can be at a hiking trail, or I can drive 50 miles and be at Rocky Mountain National Park, or I can drive 30 something miles and be at a Roosevelt National Forest, or an Indian wilderness reservoir. So it's a lot of places that I can hike while I'm here in Colorado, and even going west or north of Colorado. So that's why I would rather be in this region as a whole. So I'm definitely looking forward to just being a part of this new chapter in my life. It's definitely going to be some. I already got some good feedback from some of the federal agencies that I've applied for so far. Many are happy that I'm going to have a going to possibly be joining their team as a whole. So I'm pretty excited for that next chapter in my life there. So it's I know I do have some decisions that I have to make as it relates to a lot of the offers that I've received so far. There, so it just as it relates to things in life. You definitely got to make sure that you are making the best decisions that you can, and then just living with those living with those things there. So just a little bit about myself. I do see some wild and crazy stuff in my comments. Definitely don't like seeing comments like that on my channel as a whole. I'm not going to refer to it, but it's definitely something that I don't really appreciate. So if you're someone who's gonna converse in that type of behavior, I'll just ask you to leave the live. That way I can continue to talk to everyone that actually want to be here as a whole, especially someone who's as on my end, definitely if I've been someone who's gave back to the community. I'm a Army veteran as well. When I was in the military for 8 years, I did 3 combat tours as a whole, fresh out of high school. So I really feel like I've done a lot for America as a whole, and I've really don't appreciate the comments that I'm seeing on my live there. It's just a situation in which that is, I just think things shouldn't be said as it relates to that there. So if you are saying what you're saying in my comments, please don't say things like that. That's definitely rude and disrespectful to make comments like that on a channel, especially when you don't know someone. You're making fun, you're making jokes up. That's not something that I wish to tolerate on my channel. On my channel, I like to just share a lot of the adventures that I've had in my life. Um, I like to share a lot of the different things, like anything that I see in life that I believe is worth sharing. I share with the world. So if you're on my live, thanks for joining my live. I'm just going over some adventures that I've had in the past. Current life update, channel updates as well. So I'm just gonna say hello to everyone that's on the live right now. So what's next? What's next for me in my next chapter is I will be transitioning to the federal government soon. I have 5 offers right now. I just have to decide where I want to go next. I've said hello and already in the chat. I'm not sure what else you want me to do there, but that's gonna be my next chapter in my life. So I got a few more interviews this afternoon. Roughly in about another hour and a half, I got another interview. So I'm gonna prep for that in a few minutes to make sure that I'm able to get through that interview as a whole. But other than that, everyone, I just wanted to jump on live right quick and just give everyone a channel update. So I'm currently at 1,252 subscribers. I'm at 333 hours of watch time, so I still got a lot of hours to go regarding watch hours. If you're someone who's new to the channel or new to my live, I have about 1,000 videos of content. Definitely take a look at the content if you get a chance. I do have of the 1,000 videos. I probably have about 30 or close to 30 playlists. So if you're someone who don't want to look at 1,000 videos, feel free to go check out some of the playlists. That would be able to narrow down the videos that you may wish to see. But other than that, everyone, again, thank you so much for your contributions to my channel. I really appreciate everything that everyone does to make me successful. I know at some point I'll get monetized. I have the subscriber count. I just got to get the watch hours up. So I'm gonna continue to grind. I'm gonna continue to upload content um, weekly as I've been doing. And most importantly, everyone, any comment that you give, any likes, anyone who subscribes, I really appreciate it. It means the world to me for you to do that. I'm very genuine, very humble for where I'm currently at. For me to be a new YouTuber with less than 5 months on the channel, being able to get to the subscribers that I have so far really means the world to me. So continue to come to the channel, continue to share with your friends and families, co-workers, um, about the content that I have. I will continue to get better at this craft as a whole, and everything that you do gets me closer to my goal of getting monetized. So I'm about 2,700, well, probably about 2,600 hours away from being at the first threshold of being monetized. Then I'll need another 1,000 hours to get to the ads. So thank you so much for your contribution to the channel. If you wish to contribute more to the channel, I do have a cash app. It's Living with a Purpose 20. You'll see my initials BP on there. So any contributions that you make to the channel will be for travels to these hikes and upgrading some of my materials. I do wish to get a Sony or a Canon camera at some point, so I wanted to rely on my phone for pictures and videos. So that'll be something down the line as a whole. But again, everyone, it's been a pleasure being on YouTube. I'm happy to continue to share my travels with the world and the world with you all. So continue to help me get to my level. And as always, everyone, I really appreciate everyone just being who you are. And one thing I want to say before I jump off, as it relates to your dreams and ambitions in life, don't give up. You know, it. You may have some ups and downs. You may have some adversity that you may have to go through. The best thing I would tell you to do is not give up. 2024 hasn't been the best year for me. Um, I felt like I had everything I needed, and then a lot of things were taken away from me. But life happens. What you got to do in the hard times, you just have to face that adversity head on. You got to be positive, and you got to be someone who knows what your future holds. So it may cause for you to encourage yourself. You may have to sometimes do what you can to lift your own spirits up to get there. I knew I wanted to change careers this year, and I know I know that it wasn't going to be easy to do it. Um, I applied for over 1,000 plus government jobs. I interviewed for about 200 of them, and I've gotten 20 offers total so far. But I'm definitely gonna keep working towards that goal. Um, because the way I looked at it was this here. I wanted to be able to choose where I wanted to go, rather than being chosen. And what I meant with that is, as it relates to anything in life, of course, if you like, for instance, when you if you apply for government jobs, oftentimes once you apply for it, it's a waiting phase while the announcement is being closed. Once the announcement closes, then I think the system or the team they'll start looking to see exactly who qualified for the role, and whoever qualified for the role, you'll get an email saying that, hey, you've been forwarded to the hiring manager. And then once you're forwarded to the hiring manager, there's a 50-50 shot that you'll get interviewed or you won't get interviewed. So from there, if you happen to get interviewed, someone will reach out to you via email, or they give you a call and say, hey, you've made it to the interview phase and we'd like to do an interview with you. And then from there, once you do the interview, it's really up to how you perform in the interview. And then once they get through the interview phase, if you're the candidate that they wish to have, then they'll send you an email with a tentative offer, or you'll get an email saying that we regret to inform you that you didn't get selected. So living that life for the last 5 to 6 months, having some highs and having some lows, is definitely something that will have you in a whirlwind. Like, if you feel like you've like killed that interview and then get an email saying that you didn't get selected, or in my case, I've had some interviews that I just blew out of the water, and I had offers from some high agencies. Like, I had an offer from the Secret Service a few months ago for a management analyst position, for like 139K in DC, but it required a top secret clearance and a security interview. Um, did both of them, but never heard anything back from it. So the offer got rescinded. But the one that hurt me the most was, I got an offer from TSA in San Diego for a senior HR specialist. That's the role and dream job that I've always wanted. I always wanted to be in HR, and when I got the offer, I was elated about it. I was like, oh, man, this is my dream job. I'm in California. It'll be a short flight to San Jose to go to the 49ers game, maybe 45 minutes to an hour flight. It's not too far from LA. I can go hiking. Like, I had everything set up for it, and when I got the offer, I was excited. But the issue is, being that I wanted to change careers this year, it came off as me being unfit to work for the government. What that means is, I was a manager for a company going on 3 years, but I got let go in January. Then I went a couple months without a job, and then I decided to just get a local job here, in late February. I got that job, and then I was let go again, and in May. Didn't do anything wrong. They just stated that they didn't need me anymore, type deal. So that looks bad for the government, because they're pretty much saying, hey, you pretty much lost two jobs in 7 months. So when I got that offer in June and it got rescinded in July, it hurt me, because I was like, man, I worked my hardest to get to this position, and any place I've ever worked, I've had the highest of the highest in performances, ratings, and etc. So never been a bad worker or anything there. So when they rescinded that offer due to being unfit, I was like, good job performance, like, that hurt me there. So what I did, um, went back to the drawing board, had more interviews that I did, and like I said, I'm thankful for the agencies that actually didn't let that deter them from giving me an offer. Unlike the TSA, they actually gave me the ability to say my piece towards it. With the TSA, once they rescinded my offer, they just sent me a letter stating that we chose to rescind the offer because of this here, and other agencies sent me the same letter, but they actually allowed me to say why, or be able to speak on my behalf about it. And when I spoke on my behalf about what took place at those two jobs, then they allowed me to get to the next step. They didn't let that deter them from getting to know me as a whole. And if TSA had did that, I would be working with TSA right now and as a senior HR specialist. Um, but not gonna hold that against them. I do believe in life things happen for a reason. I do know the cost of living in San Diego is high, but they offered me 141K for that role, so I could have made 141K working in San Diego. Trust me. So, but it's all good. Right now, with the offers that I have a program specialist offer with the VA in DC. I just got a Department of Justice offer from. I mean, I just got an offer from the Department of Justice for a management analyst position in Virginia. I also have another offer with the Department of Homeland Security in Virginia as well. And then the other offer that I received is in Arizona with the Department of Defense as an analyst in Fort Huachuca. So I'm excited about the next chapter in my life. It's getting to the point in which the military, I mean, not military, but the federal government fiscal year just started on October the 1st. So a lot of the roles that I applied for previously now is in full bloom. So a lot of these agencies can now hire people because they got a new budget for the year. So it's at the point now that what I stated a few minutes ago, instead of me being chosen, I can choose where I want to go. And what that means in my current state is I have four offers on the table in which I can choose which one of those I want to go to. Instead of they chose me, but now I get the option to choose them. And I believe there's more offers going to come between today and next week. I interviewed for about 12 more positions over the last 2 weeks. And I believe that wholeheartedly that there's going to be some more opportunities. So I'm not leaning towards any direction right now. Um, I will say the role in Arizona doesn't pay as much as the other three roles that's in the DMV area. But when it comes down to a situation like that, you got to look at cost of living. You got to look at the big picture as a whole in that. So even though the position in Arizona may pay less than the positions in Virginia and DC, Arizona is Arizona. And what I'm saying with that is that's a preference of where I want to live. So it's a situation in which Arizona may pay less, but the cost of living in Arizona is not as high as a Virginia and a DC. And the tax bracket in Arizona is not as high as it is in DC and Virginia. So it's the situation in which I'm gonna do I'm gonna do what's best for me as a whole, but also I'm gonna make sure that I'm making the right decision the first time because as it relates to the government for federal government roles, as I've heard from a lot of people, your goal is just to get your foot in the door. Once you get your foot in the door, from there, after you work there for a year or two, you have that you have that status so you can actually go for better jobs. So, but I look at federal government jobs as I look at life. I'm not gonna settle for less at all. I'm never gonna actually do something just to do it. I'm gonna go through the same process that I go over when I'm making any decision that I make. I'm gonna brainstorm. If I got to put, if I got to do an analysis to see what works best for me, crunch some numbers. That's what I'll do. Anything you do in life, don't just be the person who just settles on it. Whether it's a job, a relationship, whatever. Don't settle for less in life. Anything that you want to do in life, don't give up on that dream. You may have some up and downs, you may have some success stories, you may have some failures, but oftentimes when those failures happen, it makes you stronger. And when those failures happen, don't look at it don't look at it in the sense of if this happens again, I'm gonna fail again. What you want to look at it is look at it as a lesson learned. See what you can do to get better if that situation were to come back again. So sometimes things happen in life for a reason. So when things like that happen for a reason, just get through it, persevere through it, and keep moving forward. Don't let anything deter you from getting to your destination as a whole. Um, Things are not going to happen. What I've learned mostly now over the last few months is things are not going to happen when you want it. It's going to happen when you need it. And what I'm saying is, it's a lot of things that you may. I've looked at needs and wants all my life as a whole. If it's things that I want, oftentimes I'll go through needs and wants as a whole. And if it's something that I really need, I'm gonna make sure I get it. But on the want side of the house, you can have a happy medium. You always want to address your needs first before your wants. That way, you're not going all in on wants and things you actually need, you neglect, and then it could lead to bad things happening. So I would just say in life, just keep moving forward, stay on your path, and most importantly, just know that things will get better. It's just a situation in which you just have to have faith and believe that it's going to get better. And you got to. It all starts with you as a person. So if you can just have faith and belief that things can happen for you, it will. But it's gonna it's gonna it's gonna require you to do things as well. Like when I lost my job in January and I lost the other job in May, I was down, but I know I wasn't out. I just knew that I had to go back to the drawing board. I had to actually have a conversation with myself about my future and what steps I want to do next to get to where I wanted to go. That allowed me to realize that hey, I've been in the wrong field for the last few years, and because I've been in the wrong field for the last few years, the successes that I had wasn't scaled appropriately. Meaning, you can pretty much scale your way out of a job. Like if you're too good at a role and you're at the ceiling, there's no way for you to go. You can pretty much outwork a position, and when you outwork a position, you'll be like someone. You'll be like myself. Like my last two jobs, I pretty much outworked my position. There was nowhere to go. The people that was above me were had tenure on me, and it was nowhere else to go. I probably was the most valuable at the company, but the only way I could have moved up was me actually waiting for someone to resign or wait till someone retire. When you're in a role like that, it can get miserable. It can be a situation in which you know your worth and your counterparts know your worth, but if you're in a role that actually doesn't net you progression to move up, then that's a time in which you need to go back to the drawing board and say, hey, is this the right career for me? Do I need to change careers? Do I need to get some other certifications? Like, what do I need to do to get to the next level? And what I leaned on before I made this decision was I was in the army for 8 years, like from 2001 to 2009. What I liked about the government is just the structure. The benefits were great as well. It was more of a team aspect as a whole. Um, Being a civilian from 2009 to now, you don't have that same structure. You don't have retirement plans readily available. My last two jobs, none of them have retirement setups. So it's like you'll work a job and then you have no retirement. So a job like that, you have no career set up. So if I were to have stayed in staffing for 20 years, it would have netted me nothing. I wasn't going to get a retirement check from that company because that company didn't offer it. Same thing with the other job I had after that. It was a huge big company. You get stock bonuses, stock options every few years, but it's still not a job that would pay you once you retire. So I always said things happen for a reason. I know my work. I know what I brought to the table, but you got to be able to think outside the box and look at your future as a whole. You don't want to have a job just to have it, and then you work a job, and then you're the oldest person on that at that job, and been to a company for years, and it doesn't net you anything. Like so, that would lead me to apply for federal government jobs. Plus, with me having 8 years of military time, I could work that job for 12 years and I could retire. Me being 41 and going through everything I've gone through, I could literally work 12 years and retire with the federal government by 53. And that sounds crazy, but to me, it's amazing as well that just to think that, hey, I've had my ups and downs. I had successes, I've had failures, but it's never too late to right a ship. It's never too late to get on a path to being great. Because greatness is inside of you as a whole. You just have to be that person to know that you are great and that you can get to where you need to be at. You just have to be able to trust yourself and believe in yourself that, hey, I am somebody and I can get to where I need to be. It reminds me of as a kid, I used to be in chorus in high school. I'm not high school, but elementary school and middle school. And one of my music teachers, Mr. Westing, I was in going to school at Weber Elementary School and middle school. He had a quote on his board, and it was, "I am somebody. I'm the captain of my ship and the master of my fate." I've never, I went through my life, I always had that in the back of my mind. And I always tell people as a kid, it's almost like a dog or a pet, they never forget. That's been something that's always residing in my head. I am somebody, I'm the captain of my ship and the master of my fate. I'm going to look it up and see exactly who wrote that quote. But that was one quote that my music teacher had on his wall, and it's resided in me for years. And the other quote that I had from my dad, um, you know him and I really never saw eye to eye, but he said something as a kid that I've always held true as well. He always said that money would take you further than man. I mean, manners would take you further than money will, and I believe that as well because being respectful and being humble throughout any process, that's allowed me to be the person that I am today. Because I can't say that as a whole. Me being mannerable have taken me a lot of places that money couldn't. Me being mannerable has gotten me promotions. Me being mannerable has given me opportunities to grow in jobs that I've had. So that's something I've always held true to. So two things on this live that if you don't get anything from it, I am somebody. I'm the captain of my ship and the master of my fate. And Manners will take you further than money wherever. Manners will take you further than money wherever it will take you. So, um, but like I said, I got an interview that's coming up in an hour. I didn't intend to be on live this long today, but I wanted to share some encouraging words with people who may have had a similar track that I've had this year in 2024. But I will say, 2024 didn't start well, but 2024 is going to end very well. So keep your faith in who you pray to. Keep moving forward, and I want you to know that the best is yet to come for you, just as it is for me. You just gotta be able to be encouraged. You gotta be able to keep your faith, and you gotta be positive. Don't let what you see dictate the result. And what that means is you gotta be able to know where you're going, how you're gonna get there, and don't let nothing stop you from getting to that path, getting to that finish line. Me being a runner, I've always looked at life as a track, especially someone that me that ran the 4x1, the 4x4, did the 4, did the 2, did the 8, the 4x8. It's all about getting to that finish line. It don't matter how you start or nothing. It's how you end that race. And I've been someone, especially running the 400 or the 800, or anchoring a 4x4, or anchoring a 4x1. It's it's definitely something that you have to prepare for, but it's just something that you also know that you got to get to. It don't matter when you run relays. It's not how you start. The goal is get that baton around. Once that baton get around and it get to your hand, you got it's scorched earth. You got to get to that finish line, and it's honestly not about just get to the finish line. You want to win. You want to win the race that you're in. The race of life, you want to win. You don't want to die and then be the person that had a lot left that you could have accomplished and you're just afraid to accomplish it. This race of life, you got to be able to finish it and you want to win. So, me being someone who's a perfectionist, me being someone who values everything that I've learned in life, I'm going to keep on moving forward. I may be afraid, I may be sad, I may have my ups and downs, but I'm going to finish this race. I'm going to move forward and I'm going to get there. And I'm telling you, when I get there, it's going to be a situation in which being able to share with the world your testimony of where you're at. All right, and forever, thanks for coming back. It's been a long time. You got me just in time. I was about to jump off in a few minutes, but I'll finish up and I'll go on for a little while longer. But I would just tell everyone just keep moving forward. It's just a situation in which you're gonna life isn't perfect. So no matter how you slice it, you can be a millionaire, you can be someone in the middle class, you can be someone who's in the smaller class, but you have to be able to look at where you are, look at where you want to go, and then move forward to your end game. Um, I'm not into politics, not Oscar Hernandez. I honestly, as it relates to that, I just think whether it's Republicans or Democrats, to me they're all together. The government is the government as a whole. They're gonna do whatever they want to do, regardless of who we are as a whole. So whether you're on the red side or the blue side, they're working together. They're gonna control our fate. They're gonna do whatever they want to do, and it's at the risk of us. So I don't really, I don't really care who wins the election. To be honest, because I just know it's not gonna be. The government is for the government, unfortunately. So yeah, it's and I like I said, yeah, you gotta think too. I've been a military. I've been in the military. I've been a part of three. three war campaigns. Operation Enduring Freedom one, Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Iraqi Freedom one, and Operation Iraqi Freedom three. So it's being in the military, having a president that sent me to war on a war that we didn't have to go on. Um, it just so happened a Republican was in there when I went to war. But it's like I said, it's I just here's how I look at politics, and I won't be on this topic long. I look at politics as a relationship, and my analogies with politics and relationships is this: a person would be whoever they need. A person would be whoever they need to be to get you. That can be a guy trying to be someone for a woman, or a woman trying to be someone for a guy. Wherever they need to be to get you, it's what they're gonna do. And and then once they get you, they revert back to who they are as a person. And I believe the government is like that as well. Because believe it or not, whether it's been Republicans in place or Democrats in place, Senate, House of Representatives, President, whatever, they only care about us when it's this time of the year. It's all about them trying to get a vote to get elected. And once they get elected, a lot of things they said they're going to do, they don't do. So it's like a lawyer. How I look at it, they get paid to lie. Politicians get paid to lie. They only care during this time of year when the election is there. So whether you're a Democrat or Republican, whether you're voting for Harris or Trump, they're gonna do or be whoever they need to. They're gonna be whoever they need to be, or do whatever they got to do to get your vote. And once they get your vote, they're gonna do whatever they want to do, regardless of what they said. And to be honest with you, they're gonna be in office for 4 years, and all those campaign promises that they made, they'll go 3.5 years and didn't do it. And then as soon as they're about to as soon as they're approaching their fourth year, with a half a year to go, then they'll work on that campaign promise. Now, during my campaign, I said I was going to do this, and I only got half a month, half a year left. Now I'm going to work on that to get that done. Like, you had all year to do that. You had all 4 years to do it. You waited until you were about to get out of office to now look at a campaign promise. So that's why I don't like politics. So politics, again, to me, is like a relationship. That person will be whoever they need to be to get your vote. And once they get your vote, they're gonna do whatever they want to do as a whole. So that's why I'm not into politics. I don't care who wins the election, because they're all the same. But to close things out, as a whole, everyone, again, thank you for every contribution you've made to the channel. I've been on this YouTube journey for 5 months. I've exceeded my expectations as a whole. My goal was to get 1,000 subscribers within 3 months, and I got it. I'm at 1,252 subscribers, so thank you so much to everyone who's subscribed to my channel so far. I really appreciate you for doing so. That's what makes me very happy about this journey. It lets me know that I'm doing something right. So I appreciate you doing that. If you want more on my channel, just know I'm going to continue to evolve. I'm going to continue to be humble, respectful, and give you the best content that I can. Um, Most of the time, it's not going to have enhancements. I may do some CapCut edits from time to time, but 99% of my time, as soon as I capture the content, it gets uploaded to YouTube. So thank you so much for your likes, your comments, and I also thank you for everyone who actually subscribe to the channel. If you want to contribute more, I do have a Cash App, Living with a Purpose 20. My initials BP will pop up. So if you want to make a contribution, appreciate it ahead of time. Any contribution that you make will go towards my travels to these hikes, or upgrading to a camera, one of the cameras I want, which is a Sony or a Canon there. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity, guys and ladies. Continue to continue to be the person that you need to be to get to the finish line. Don't settle for less. Remain strong, and always just keep up the faith. Don't let anything get you off path. Continue to be strong, and know that things will get better. You just have to keep chipping away at your goals and your ambitions. You want to be able to do what needs to happen to get you to the next step in your next phase in your life. And just know that it may be uncomfortable getting there, but trust me, when you get to that point, it's going to be well worth it. You know, my next chapter in my life is going to be probably the best chapter in my life. I had to step out on faith. I had to know that what I wanted to do next required me to get out of my comfort zone. It required me to actually think outside the box. It also allowed me to have a different perspective on what I want to do next in my journey. So just know that whatever you do in this life, make it memorable, not only for yourself but for your future. And just know that things are going to happen in your life that you may be happy with, that you may not be happy with. But you got to be able to use that as a ignition, use it as a guide to get you to your next level. So everyone that's on the live, thank you so much for joining my live. I really appreciate everyone for doing so. If you are new to the channel, I do hike throughout the year. I like to sightsee as a whole. So you'll see me on trails. You'll see me seeing wildlife like deers, elk, mooses. You'll see me chasing waterfalls, river lakes and streams. You'll see me looking at nice flowers, nice trees. Like just exploring nature as a whole. I'm a nature lover, and I do like to travel throughout the year. So just hold true to who you are is what I would say. Um, Stay on your path and get to the finish line, guys. Like you may have to crawl, you may have to walk, but no matter what, finish your race. Is what I would say. The race of life is going to have its ups and downs, but it's not how you start your race, it's how you finish your race. And when you get to that finish line, you may be sore, you may be tired, but at the end of the day, you're going to feel like it was worth it. Pain and everything else goes out the window when you cross that finish line. So I can definitely attest to that as a whole. I believe that good things are going to happen. So you just got to keep moving forward. Don't let nothing get you off your path. Don't let nothing stop you from getting to your goal. You just have to know that everything that you do in life is for a reason. And when you realize what your why is and what you do it for, that would be the motivation that you need to get to that finish line. Trust me, trust and believe it can happen. So I'm a I'm gonna go ahead and shut down. I will more than likely jump back on live probably a little bit after my next interview, which is about an hour or so. So wish me luck there. Thank you to everyone who kept me in their prayers. Thank you to everyone who's given me the encouraging word to get through this chapter in my life. I really appreciate everyone who's continually to have something good to say that's actually that actually believe that I can get there. And I won't ever forget anyone who's actually said something nice to me regarding this journey. It lets me know that I'm doing things the right way. It lets me know that I have a reason and a purpose here. So I really appreciate you guys for and ladies for everything that you've done. So hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on any of these moments moving forward, as well as continue to like and comment on my material. Whether you don't like the material or have suggestions, I really enjoy the criticism that I receive as well on the channel. So 99% of the time, everything is positive, but when I get those negative, that 1%, I appreciate it because what I do is I go back to the drawing board and any suggestion that people make or things that I can improve on, whether it's a title or just the footage, that helps me get better at my content. So even if you don't have anything nice to say it because I would use that as fuel to get better on this channel. So have a blessed day, everyone. I'll see you guys again probably in about a couple hours. Stay safe, stay blessed, and all the hurricane victims. I pray that everyone gets better, and I hope that anything you lost becomes more prosperous in the future. Take care, stay blessed. See you on the next one.